Aloha, I'm Jennifer Kem, and this is Business on the Real. It's where we talk about life, business, and everything in between, showcasing the real stories of entrepreneurs and what it takes to really succeed. So I'm very excited to be with you today. We are going to be highlighting 3 local entrepreneurs that are both doing nonprofit as well as for-profit work in our local community. And I want to introduce them right now and talk to them about what they're doing in the community, what they're doing to support other people in the community, and how they're actually living as entrepreneurs. A lot of people don't hear the real stories behind the entrepreneur. A lot of people aspire to be entrepreneurs, but our goal on Business on the Real is to bring people to the show to be able to tell you what's really going on. Some of us are moms, dads, some of us are taking care of other people. Some of us are single and all we do is work all day. The bottom line is all of those stories are real and we'll be able to showcase them here on Business on the Real. So with that said, let me introduce my guest for today. So hello ladies, how are you guys doing? Are you excited?
Excited.
Yay, let's have fun, it's okay. Business is fun too. So why don't you introduce yourselves and tell us, your name and what do you do in the world?
Aloha, I'm Christiane Bolosan-Yee, and I'm the Executive Director of Forever Pono. It's a nonprofit organization all about the community where we give back and we provide different programs and services to improve the lives of our residents in our community.
That's awesome.
Hi, I'm Juanita Garaberry, and I'm a social media consultant, and I'm also the co-founder and co-owner of aquahunters.com. And I'm a full-time mommy, and I have 4 kids, and I'm just juggling life as a business and living my passion every day.
Nice. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, my name is Sarah Paikai. I'm the owner of Prominent Design and Productions with my husband. I'm also a stay-at-home mom of 4 kids, and we recently launched full-time going into our business, so we're really excited.
Yeah, that's exciting. I know a lot of people are going to want to know about that because for a lot of our viewers, they're probably a lot of them have day jobs, and I call those people parallelpreneurs. And they're doing the day job, trying to put a little bit of money on the side, taking care of the family, and then at night, building a business. So you guys have done that. Have you guys been all parallelpreneurs? Great. So before we get into some of the questions, I just want to mention, this wasn't on purpose, but this is kind of like the mommypreneur panel because all of us have children. All of us have full-time businesses we're running. All of us have full-time households that we're running, and that's what I talk about is business on the real, because your life is an integral part of your business, right? And if you don't find a way to balance those 2 things, that's when people start getting stressed out. They're not living Pono, which we're going to talk a little bit more in a moment. And so I just want to kind of open up this panel and ask each of you, what's up for you right now? What would you like to share about your business? What's up for you?
So for me right now, my nonprofit organization Forever Pono, we have a lot of different things going on. We have a Live, Work, Play challenge. It's a 10-day challenge, and what we're doing is getting out to the community some small business information and real tips on how to become a really great entrepreneur. So that's what's going on right now. We have a big community fair coming up in April. We do ukulele, we do voice lessons, we do a lot of different things for the community.
Awesome. And Juanita?
And I'm super excited to be joining Forever Pono too and doing social media and helping them get word out in the community. It's really awesome. Right now, I am helping to manage the Makahiki for the Aqua Hunters kayak fishing tournament and just making sure all of our sponsors are happy and the kayak fishing tournament's going smoothly. And of course, being a full-time mommy, being a full-time mommy and then taking care of my clients, my social media clients, and making sure everybody's happy and I'm happy too.
Awesome. Good.
So for Prominent Design and Productions, we offer web design, graphic design, that whole kind of thing. So I have a handful of clients who are starting to set up their business. So getting them set up with logos, printed material, helping them know the field and the market that they're trying to reach.
Oh, good. So my next question is, what are you celebrating right now?
Well, why don't we go this way and you guys can start first. Celebrating.
What are you celebrating right now?
Celebrating.
Well, I alluded to it earlier. We're celebrating the fact that my husband and I are finally both full-time in the business. And
That's
this has been like a long time in the making.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're really excited. It was a lot of hard work, but it allows us so much freedom to be able to be home with the kids and to work our schedules around what works for them, what works for us as a family, not just as a business.
I have to go a little bit deeper. I hope you guys don't mind, because I think this is really key for people who are watching who, again, have aspired so much to be able to release either their full-time job or be at home or work from home. And I think there's a lot of, not only like, first tell us how long did it take you to even get to that milestone, but second, let me get to the second one too, is I find, because I also operate out of a home office, that can also be challenging. So can you just share a little bit about, number one, how long did it take you? And then how did you push through your fear to actually release a guaranteed paycheck every 2 weeks to go all in? So can you talk a little bit about that, Sarah?
Sure. So it took us, we worked on the business part-time, like how you said, the paralelpreneurs, for about 4 to 6 years, maybe. Not really seriously, sometimes more as a hobby. But by the time we decided to really put everything into it, it was a good 8 or 9 months before we were ready to both say, okay, now is the time to make this leap. And you're right, it is a lot of like apprehension, like, can I do this? Will I be successful? You worry about failing, you worry about leaving that steady paycheck. But at the end of the day, it was really asking ourselves, where is our passion at? And what makes us happy? Because as parents, if we're fulfilled, that'll carry on to our children. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of my thing, is like, it's not necessarily that we came over the fear because we're like, oh, we got it all together. It was just that it was time to try it. And my thing was, we give it 110%. And if it doesn't work, then at least we can say we tried. I did it more for my children, to give them inspiration, to say, you can do whatever you want to do if you put your mind to it.
That's amazing. Congratulations,
Thank
Sarah.
you.
I want to give you a hug. I'll do it after.
Okay.
Great. So what are you celebrating, Juanita?
Well, I'm celebrating a secret deal that I can't talk about right now.
What do you mean you can't talk about it?
We're not able to disclose but we have something really awesome, and all of Hawaii is going to get to enjoy it. It's super amazing.
So will you come back and tell us
Yeah,
about
I'll
it when
definitely.
we can finally tell everybody?
I'll come back and talk to you all about
What's
it.
up with the suspense, people? Okay, good.
The other thing
Intrigue on Business on the Real, right?
I wish I could say it's so exciting. The other thing is I just became a published author thanks to you connecting me with a network of amazing women. And so I wrote a chapter in Mommy Divas on the Move, and it's 16 Secrets to Success, and I wrote chapter 15, and it's about branding your life.
Yay.
And I tell the story of aqua hunters and how I came over these hurdles of being a mom entrepreneur, and about us being a family together, wanting to go through these struggles of living our dream. And it wasn't always easy. However, it's totally worth it.
Well, here's the thing, right? I mean, it's no joke. We all know we live in a beautiful place. There's a price of paradise. We live in one of the most expensive places to live, work, and play. And a lot of us are working a lot more than living and playing, right? And so one of my main missions in life is to help people really see what it takes, and then they can choose fully and choose powerfully into what entrepreneurship really will take. Because it's not this like easy road. What do they say? Entrepreneurs will work 160 hours a week to avoid working 40 hours a week because they're that passionate about whatever their mission is. And so there's this, would you guys agree that there's this, I don't know, sexiness, if you will, around being an entrepreneur, a small business owner, and it looks alluring, but then when you're really in it, it takes a lot of work. So, Sarah, it took you guys 4 to 6 years. That's real. That's, again, what I'm talking about. So people will tell you, I can make you 6 figures in 6 months. Certainly it can happen. There are ways to accomplish that, but it takes extreme focus, and it takes extreme, basically, we call it burning the ships. Going to the island, burning the ships, there's no way to leave the island, So, that's awesome. That's awesome to hear that because the struggle is just a part of the story as the success, right? So, Christian, what are you celebrating right now?
For Eva Pono, for our nonprofit organization, we're celebrating that we launched our very first internet marketing challenge.
So excited!
Exciting, good stuff, good stuff. But it's definitely to this team, all of us right here. But the Live, Work, Play challenge, it's been awesome. It's 10 days of just great business information, and it really pushes people to really think about who they are and why they're doing what they're doing, and really give like our small business owners or people who are thinking about being entrepreneurs that information that they want to consider, or that makes them think, why are they really doing what they're doing, so that they can continue to do what they're doing and continue to serve the world.
I'm so excited. So we're going to go to a commercial break, but I want to hear totally more about this Live, Work, Play challenge and what you guys are doing to help people in the community become entrepreneurs.
Hi, aloha. My name is Chris Leatham, and I host a show called The Economy and You. The show plays every Wednesday at noon, and on my show, I bring on guests who are interested or working in the technology space. And so I'd like you to come and watch the show and learn with me about all the sort of exciting things that we're doing in Hawaii to build and grow our economy ecosystem. So I'd like to say aloha, and I look forward to seeing you on the show. Thank you.
Inspired by an ancient culture, classical Chinese dance, vigorous physicality, timeless stories, 5,000 years of Chinese music and dance, Shen Yun presents authentic Chinese culture. Coming to Blaisdell Concert Hall, May 8th and 9th. Tickets at shenyun.com or call 808-792-3919.
Hi, my name is Andrew Howard. I'm an astronomer at the Institute for Astronomy at the University of Hawaii up in Manoa. I'd like to tell you about the annual open house that we're having this year. It is on April 6th, 11 to 4 p.m. It's an all ages event, kids, grown-ups, even people in between, everyone is welcome. We have a lot of really fun activities. You get to meet astronomers, look at yourself in an infrared camera, play with Legos, make robots, look at videos. You can even make some of the kids like to make comets out of gravel and snow. Even adults like to do that too. You'll be able to look at the sun with a solar camera safely. It's really a great activity. We do this every year in April, and I hope to see you this year.
Every time I see
Welcome back to Business on the Reel. I'm Jennifer Kem, and this is the show about life, business, and everything in between, where we share real stories about local people making a difference in their community. So, coming back to my amazing guests here, we were just talking about what we're celebrating, and Christian was just speaking about the Live, Work, Play challenge. Is there anything else you want to share with the viewers about this challenge that will help them? You know, what will it do to help them? Like, what is it?
So the Live, Work, Play challenge, we're giving you some videos, we're giving you some emails on a daily, and we're asking you to journal and think about who you are and what you're doing and how you're serving the world and why you're doing it. And we're hoping that at the end of the 10-day challenge that you'll feel energized and you'll be ready to just really take your entrepreneurship goals and dreams to the next level. Definitely.
Awesome. So it's free.
It's free.
And
It's
how do people jump into that?
You just go to liveworkplaychallenge.com and you can subscribe, and then you'll start getting all the emails. You'll get our videos, and you'll be able to just jump on our Facebook, our closed group. It's our secret group, and be a part of our community there.
Wonderful. Awesome. Okay, great. So now let's talk about back to being real. What are some, like, if one, I'm going to ask you about some challenges you're currently experiencing in your business, because again, acknowledging what's challenging you allows you to break through to what's really going to serve you, and then start creating the energy, the profit, the things that, but if you don't acknowledge the struggle, if you don't reach out for help, right? Mm-hmm. Which a lot of us don't. A lot of us are lone rangers. I was a lone ranger. How about you guys, lone rangers?
No,
yeah,
definitely.
lone rangers. And if you're watching, go ahead and raise your hand with us. It's totally cool. So let's talk about a challenge that you're having, Sarah. And,
Okay. Marketing for one. Like, how do you generate leads? That's what we're looking for.
Great. Okay, I'm going to touch on that in a minute. Juanita?
For me, it's about setting boundaries. And how do I set boundaries with my clients, my hubby, who we have a business together, and my kids, and especially, and then social media. Like, you know, because I love social media, I'm on it all the time. And then it's like, how do I scale back and protect myself?
Yeah.
And so, yes, it's really about learning the boundaries.
And you can burn a lot of time too, productivity-wise.
Yes.
You know, social
Just
media is like,
scrolling
yeah,
and
social media is like the
scrolling
sea of C.
Yes.
You know. So, what about you, Christian?
Running a nonprofit, I think that's just a huge challenge in itself in regards to finding funding for what we're doing, finding great people who want to volunteer to continue the mission. And I think the biggest thing is for us that people don't know who we are and what we do. And as a nonprofit organization, I think that's what a lot of people find in those small nonprofits is that how do you get your message out? How do you get people to know, or the greater community that you're serving, how do you get them to know who you are and what we're doing in order to help the community and help everyone?
Would you agree, Christian, that running a nonprofit is the same or more work as running a for-profit?
Wow, I think it's actually more work.
Tell people why, because there's also, by the way, I have a lot of clients that say, I really want to start a nonprofit. Like, I really want to serve. Like, Christian's laughing. It's like, I really want to serve that community. I want to, yeah, right. I want to, and then they get in and they're like, this is just as hard as running a business. So tell people about that, because I know there's so many people out there. You guys want to start nonprofits. And by the way, I don't want anybody to think that we're pointing out the negative things. The point is that if you don't acknowledge the things that could prevent you from being successful, then you won't be looking for the solutions. You'll be stuck on, I don't want to start. But if you know what you've got to do, and you still feel that burning passion in your belly that says, I got to do this, at least you're set up to know exactly what steps to take. So tell people about nonprofits, because I think that's really important to share.
Well, the thing about nonprofits is it's nonprofit, right? And where do you get the funding to do what you do? As an entrepreneur for my own small business, it's different because I just, I talk to my husband, and we can say what we're doing, how we're doing it. We can spend whatever amount of money we want on our businesses, right? We have a mobile DJ company called Good Action Mobile Entertainment. I have my small business called Smart Ohana. But then when I'm talking about my nonprofit, then I'm talking about my board members that I have to go through everything. They have to look at everything that we're doing. We answer to the greater community. The community drives who we are and what we're really doing. And I think that's a bigger goal, is that whenever you're doing a nonprofit and you have your specific mission, you're so driven by that mission. And if you're the only one doing it, or you're trying to get more people involved, like I'm getting more people involved now to help drive the mission and help people understand who we are and what we're doing, then it's so much easier. But then when you're your own business, you can decide, I got this much money and I'm going to do this with it. But with nonprofit, it's definitely different. You have to be more conscious about what you're doing and how you're spending your money and how you're getting the money and how you're getting people and who you're signing up to help you with your mission. So this, to me, is really different.
But you agree that to stay operating, you basically have to learn marketing.
Yes.
You have to learn sales.
Yeah.
You have to, so in nonprofit, they don't call it sales, but it really is enrolling people, right? It's enrolling people into the mission, as you described, Christian, to either donate time, money, or both, to build out whatever that is. And so what's really important to take away here is that whether you're nonprofit or you're for-profit, you're a small business or you work for a company, the bottom line is everything has a pro and a con. The key is knowing and finding mentors and help around you that can help you create structure, right? To help you then move forward.
And I think that's the great thing, is that I found really awesome people to help with the marketing side, to help with the website, to help with getting the word out. And we found that as a small nonprofit, going and using social media and the internet, which is, free. I mean, we're always looking for free as a nonprofit, but I think that's been the hugest thing, is building that capacity so that I can continue to serve our community.
Awesome. So let's go back to Sarah, because you mentioned your challenge, and I do want to talk about this segment of the show, and it's a really exciting segment. It's called Spotlight Sessions, and that's where I am a business coach, a marketing maven, and I have my own marketing company that serves global communities all around the world. I have clients all the way in China and in our backyard. And so, in fact, Forever Pono is technically a client of me. And, I wanted to showcase how a nonprofit acts just like an entrepreneur. Has to, because they're always looking for what? The money. And the money conversation is also taboo, right? People put a lot of stories around money. And so, my point is that this part of the show is really exciting, because if you're interested in being on Business on the Real, you can actually show up, talk about your successes and your challenges, and then I will actually coach you live so that you can get your business question answered, take action immediately, and I call it paying it forward, because whoever's watching, I bet you they probably have a similar question. They just didn't know who to ask. And so let's get started with Spotlight Sessions, if you guys don't mind.
Hey,
So-
anything free
Right.
kind of coaching from
Oh
Jen.
my gosh.
We're all about it. We love it. We love it.
I love it. So, Sarah, may I coach you?
Sure.
Great. So tell me more about your marketing challenges. You mentioned marketing is something and lead generation. What does that mean to you? And give me a little bit more data on
Okay,
what your
well,
challenges
we have
are.
a website set up, we have our social media set up, and we have word of mouth going. But starting off, we don't have like a whole ton of money to put into advertising and things like that. So apart from basics of social media and paying money to have your advertisements going out, is there any other ways that we can generate leads and find our ideal clients?
So, well, one of the ways, and I know all three of you are a big part of, Christian's the executive director of Forever Pono, and all of us are on the team volunteering to support the mission of this organization, because we believe in the fact that this organization exists especially for people on the west side of Oahu,
Right.
Ewa Beach specifically, but the neighboring communities as well. And I'm going to bring this back to your question, Sarah, I promise. But my point is that we needed to come up with some creative ways. And as an entrepreneur, you have to come up with some creative ways to market in your backyard, I call it, okay? Finding creative solutions to getting free or low fee ways to get, ways to go on. So one way is to volunteer or pitch local news, or even a program like this, to come on and just talk about your company. Now, these guys are not selling anything here, but they, just by the notion of speaking and getting in front of people. Now, I mean, all of you guys aren't necessarily like in the media a lot. I mean, was this nervous for you? Were you guys nervous about getting in front of
Especially
the
when you
camera?
just told us when we got here that it's live. Then it's like, oh, live.
I tricked
Okay.
them.
Okay. No editing going on. No editing. It's live.
So part of it is, it's really actually easy, because media outlets, both local and global, frankly, on the internet, they're craving new content to give to their viewers. And so a lot of us come at it like, oh, nobody would want to feature me. Nobody would want to talk to me. I'm nobody. I don't have any publicity behind me. I have no social proof that I'm thebomb.com, I call you. Okay, so like, if you want to become thebomb.com, then you go and pitch yourself. And you should build into your marketing plan, okay, every month. By the way, that's another tip. Build a marketing plan that isolates the activities that you have to do between marketing and then the rest of the running of your business, okay? And so, Sarah, for you, I would say, find ways. Now, here's the other thing. Media doesn't want to be sold to. They're not looking to pitch products. They're not looking to pitch your services. What they're looking for is stories. Stories you can tell. So, Sarah, think about the story of you and Landon. That's her husband, and how it took you 4 to 6 years to get to this place, and talk about and create the story around, being featured as, a couple who made the bold and radical decision to make not your business run your life, but your life to run your business, okay? So that's one way. The other way is to partner, like we did. So for example, I have the marketing background, I own an advertising agency, and then we have the social media expert here in Juanita, and then Sarah is amazing at a lot of the technical components of making everything look pretty and amazing. And so we created the Live, Work, Play Challenge. We all came up with it. So you can come up with your own type of challenge, using social media, like Instagram's really popular right now. And because a lot of people are going away from Facebook. Facebook is not going anywhere. I love Facebook. I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those junkies that I gotta check my feed right before I go to sleep. But Instagram is a great way, especially in your particular business. You're in a very visual business.
Yes.
And so that's a key point. Using the right platform for your business to promote yourself is where then you know where to either place your time, your money, or both. Now, even more precious than money is your time. And you wanna work. Right now, what you guys are growing into is CEOs of your business. Right now, you're everything from the janitor to the CEO, right?
Yeah.
But growing into CEO makes you, again, with the marketing plan, pick the avenues that you know will give you the highest return on investment. So, was that supportive to
Yes.
you? Did you get value out of that
Yes,
coaching?
I did. Thank
Awesome.
you.
So excited for you, Sarah. Hi, Juanita.
Hey.
Would you like to be coached?
Oh, I'd love it.
Okay, tell me more. Tell me more about your challenge and how I can support you.
Well, I think my biggest challenge is setting boundaries with clients, and then honoring my time limits, and because a lot of the stuff is by hourly rate, and just timing that and just being very set on that. And then also, like, how do you package it into like this beautiful little boundary kingdom, which I see you do so beautifully.
It took me a long time.
Before I was always put it all out there, right? And so now I'm learning it's a good skill to have, but now I have to learn about creating that kingdom, that boundary, and protecting, my knowledge, my assets, my time.
Yes, your time is the most, as an entrepreneur, actually as a human, okay, your time is the most precious thing, because there's one thing guaranteed in the world with two things: death and taxes, right? So, and it's tax season, and it feels like death. So there you go. But, and I hope this serves you whether you're working for somebody or you have a small business. At the end of the day, even when you're thinking about how much revenue do I need to make, how much sales do I have to make, I want you to create a currency around your time, okay? Your time is the most precious thing, and that's, again, how you create a business that follows your life versus the other way around. Because here's what a lot of people do. They start a business because they hate their job, or they're just like, this is not for me. I want to start this acai bowl, joint, or whatever the case may be. And then they get in there, and what do? What did they create? You guys know this. What did they create for themselves?
A job.
They created a job for themselves instead of a business. So now they have a business that feels like a job.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where you're starting to feel some pressure, right? You're feeling
Yes.
like you created a job for yourself versus a business. Okay, so let me ask you a couple questions. Do you have a productivity software or app that you use to help you manage your boundaries?
It's this.
Ah, well, there you go. Okay, so that was a breakthrough. Okay,
Yeah.
so I use a couple things, and so I'll share with you what works for me, but I encourage all of you everybody learns differently, okay? Everybody has discipline around certain things. And most of us that start businesses are what I call creators, okay? We're promoting type of people. We have these big ideas, and we so want them implemented. We so want them to stick, but we're like, I don't want to do the work to implement. Can somebody just do it for me, or can it be easier? And so I'm going to tell you, actually, I'm sitting in your shoes, we're a mirror right now, is I hate managing my time. It's one of the least happy places I could ever be. And this is what I want to tell you. So let me first tell you what I use. So I actually make sure, a lot of people use different calendars for different things. Don't do that. Integrate one calendar, both business and your life, because now you can see in one view what is prioritized for the day. The other thing that I do, so I just use literally Google Calendar. I don't use some fancy app, okay? And then I have what I call red zones. And red zones are family time. Like, they're completely and utterly untouchable. Sometimes you will have a 911 emergency in terms of a business or client, and sometimes you do have to infringe. But for the most part, you want to keep that red zone at least like 95% protected. And frankly, all I can say to you, darling, is that's all on you, right? At the end of the day, you've got to choose that when you see that on your calendar, that you care enough about yourself. This isn't even about your family. You've said that what you put on your calendar is important to you. And I have this saying that I tell clients all the time. Where you spend your time is where your priorities are. That's just the truth. It might hurt a little bit. I don't know if that stung any of you who are watching. Imagine if all your time is spent on business, then you're truly saying your business is way more important than going to my kids' performance or reading them a bedtime story. And I'm talking about family here. For those of you that don't have family, maybe it's self-care, right? Maybe it's I get a massage once a month, and some of you are going to be like, oh, she's a diva. Oh, you know what, guys, when I wasn't doing that for myself, I was cranky. I was getting migraines. And I couldn't figure it out because it's like, you know what, I was working like this, like my shoulder, constant, my shoulders up. I didn't even know that, like, my shoulders were up here. And so I made self-care. So I have these categories. I have family, I have self-care, and then I have business. Okay, and they have all different colors. That's why family is red for me, because red is like stop, cannot do anything. Green is money, so that's business on my calendar. I make it real easy, red, yellow, green, okay? And then yellow is, making sure that, because think about it, it's really cool. Green is money, yellow is caution. Oh my God, am I checking in with myself? Do I feel good? Am I healthy? Did I go and do exercise? Did I take a walk? Did I smell the fresh, beautiful Hawaiian air today? Just the little things. And people always think that they gotta do big things. Like, oh, I'm gonna become a meditator. Yeah, I'm gonna be a meditator. I can't meditate. I got too much chatter in my head. So I'm just clear that I've tried that method. It doesn't work for me. Okay? The only meditation that works for Jen Kem is the one that talks in my ear. Like, I need noise to feel settled. And that's just the way I'm built. So for me to go, just because it's cool to be a meditator, what am I doing? I'm stressing myself out more. Like, 'cause I want to be like everybody else. But I'm like, not like everybody else. So you're not like everybody else. So I shared with you my system for productivity. I'm not 100% on it, by the way. I break my own rules almost daily. Okay? But and that's the other thing. Make your expectations at a place where you know you're making incremental moves forward versus going, it's like this or that. That's where another thing that we break down, right? It's like, oh, I want to change my whole life. I'm going to lose 30 pounds and it's going to happen in a month, right? And so you kill yourself. You don't eat. You take crazy metabolic stupid things and, whatever. And really, wouldn't you feel great if you lost 10 pounds or you fit in one size smaller? Like, we create these goals.
Huge expectations.
Right. And then it's a form of self-sabotage. And business owners specifically are such self-saboteurs. See, people who are in jobs, and again, I love people who are in jobs. We need you because hello, if we didn't have people working or even the government, there would be chaos in the world, right? There is a structure to things. Yeah. Not everybody can be an entrepreneur. So for those that are crazy enough to do so, having that structure and you're feeling it, right? It's creeping in, you feel an edge. I get nuts now. I've trained myself so well on that regard when it comes to clients. I'm so good at proactively communicating what my communication policies are. And so there's another thing. Have a communication policy. So, and make it public. Put it on your website, or if you don't have a website yet, put it in the contract that says, here's how we're gonna work together. This is my office hours, okay? You as a specific client, like Juanita's case, she has individual clients. She might say, for you, I've allocated this time a week or a month or whatever it is for our office time. So I hope that's valuable to you, Juanita. So right now, guys, we're going to go to a commercial again, and then we're going to jump into Christiane's challenge and find out more how we can move her business to the next level. See you soon.
Aloha, I'm Keli'i Akina, president of the Grassroots Institute and host on Ehana Kako, a weekly program on the ThinkTech Hawaii broadcast network. Ehana Kako means let's work together. Think of the sad alternative, let's not work together. Here in Hawaii, with all of our diversity and the richness of the people, it's important for us to come together around issues on the basis of what's right and what's good and what's going to serve the common good. And that's what we try to do at Ehana Kako. Every week we interview movers and shakers, people in government, business, and other sectors of society to talk about how to create together a better government, economy, a better world here in Hawaii that can bless the rest of the world. I thank you for your attention to ThinkTech Hawaii, and we look forward to seeing you every Monday, 2 to 3 p.m. on the ThinkTech Hawaii Broadcast Network. We're Ehana Kako, and we wish you well. Aloha.
Aloha, Yappers. This is your host, Kingsley, for the Yap Show. Every Friday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch us here live, ThinkTech Hawaii, and then later on, we upload to our YouTube channel. We talk about youth issues, policies, youth programs, and how to transition yourself into adulthood.
But this was like a sign, I guess. Hey, life's like, hey,
Right.
now's your chance to go back to school, which I'm doing.
Catch us here again live, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. Aloha.
Aloha, I'm Hunter Hevlin, host of Sustainable Hawaii here at ThinkTech Hawaii. You can tune in every week on Thursday at 2 p.m. to see interviews with sustainability professionals from around the state and even further abroad, learning about activities with water management, food security, waste management, and a whole host of other fascinating opportunities to get engaged with making a greener island. So if you're interested in making the transition from consuming individuals to communities of producers, check us
All
out
right.
every Thursday.
Getting everything done.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jennifer Kem, and this is Business on the Real, where we talk about life, business, and everything in between, and share real stories of real entrepreneurs who are making a difference in the community. So where we left off is Christian. Let's talk about a challenge, and would you like me to coach you on it?
Yes, please.
Awesome. So tell me what your challenge is.
Right now, my challenge is that there's so much to do and not enough time, but we talked about how we can manage our time with systems and processes. But just feeling that pressure and managing that pressure of not meeting everyone's expectations or my own expectations of myself, I think.
Let me ask you, how many things are you juggling right now? Tell me, if you don't mind, and you don't have to name, if you don't want to, specific things, but like, if you want to tell me, like, I'm juggling 5 things, and you want to give more, I need more to help you
Okay,
prioritize.
so right now I'm juggling my husband's business and getting marketing done for him. I'm juggling my own small business where I'm trying to rebrand my company, and I'm trying to also brand Forever Pono because we just DBA'd it, and we're trying to make sure that everyone knows about all of the programs and all the services that we do. And then I have, I'm a mom. I have 2 kids, and they want my time, and I want to spend quality time with them. And I have a husband that I enjoy spending time with too. So that's like all the things that need to be done, and all these expectations, and just managing board expectations, managing everyone's expectations, and just my own expectations of myself, and not beating myself over it.
So let's get clear. You're the executive director of Forever Pono, and it is basically your full-time thing, correct?
Right.
And so you're basically parallelpreneuring it, like I call people who have day jobs and they're trying to build a business on the side. It's a really tough road, number one, and I think you're feeling that. Meaning, so here's the thing. This is what I always say. I have a lot of people like you, right, that come to me, and you may not like what I say right now, because I'm gonna ask you guys, the viewers, have you ever felt like you have a day job and you got a side business, and whether that's in network marketing or it's, again, you're starting maybe something online, and you feel like you start noticing, like, during the workday you're working on the business, and you don't have to admit it right now. I'm just saying that I actually have a totally different view of this. Okay, I have a view of the energy you put forth is what you're going to receive. And so if you have a day job, your staying in integrity as a business owner is the hardest thing to do because you're always going to be hustling in the beginning. Hustle is real. The struggle is real in the beginning, okay? Until you start building enough revenue to build out a team, to be able to delegate more. So Christian, given that your day job, and the thing is, what's so beautiful about what you do in the world is that you really are helping everybody, and I know you're so passionate about that. So one thing is that I know there's a volunteer out there. There's somebody, because I know you're limited by budget.
Right.
There's somebody who freaking loves the particulars of building a business and have been wanting to flex their muscle in that way, but they don't have an outlet. And I think you need to seriously recruit to find somebody where you can remain the visionary of the nonprofit and have somebody take care of the day-to-day activities in a first a volunteer status that may even grow into a paid a position, okay, if you can justify the amount of grants and donations that you're able to raise. All of a sudden the board becomes a little bit warmer, right, to we'll go ahead and fund that and we'll take care of that. And I think that's, so first and foremost, I would say this, because I'm going to give you a little bit harsh feedback. I don't think it's harsh, but I hope it's not harsh to you, is there's no way you're going to ever grow those other two businesses unless you either release the nonprofit. And I'm not encouraging her to do that. This is business on the real. I'm going to speak the truth about what it really takes. So you either got to choose to go all in, or you don't have to leave. You got to go find this person, and he and or she exists out there. You've already enlisted very busy people to help you go, so you know it's possible. Okay, it's just like, finding a man or a woman, if you're a man or whatever. Like, you date before you get married, right? So you want to go and find people who want to date you, the organization, right? So that you can test out who could be that right-hand person. And you go full on. If you spent every morning 2 hours trying to find that person, 1 hour, 15 minutes, and build it in and go every day, I'm going to work 15 minutes until I find this perfect person. And maybe one of you is watching. If you are, please visit foreverpono.com. .org, I'm sorry, and let Christian know you're interested in being her COO, basically. But I'm just saying that it's not possible to do it all. That's the answer.
That's being real.
That's the answer. And it's hard to say and it's hard to hear because we get these like cliches, right? You can have everything.
And you can do it
and
all.
you can do it all. That's not real. Okay, that's not real unless you again have built an empire that you have people to delegate to. By the way, the empire is absolutely possible. You have to make sacrifices along the way. And so all I would say to you, Christian, at this moment is to think about, because I know you're so dedicated to this organization, and I can't even imagine somebody else running it except for you, that finding that and going, because it's also easy for us to make excuses. Again, no harsh criticism. I do it. Do you guys ever hear me say this? Like, I have the Verizon network, like, in my head. So I'm always like, and I manage that by going, okay, if I look at my structure, it helps me get out of my crazy, right? So it's like, I hate structure. I hate systems. People are like, what? You teach systems, you teach structure. Guys, what I love about it, I don't love doing it, but I love the results that it gives me. I love the freedom that it gives me. I love what it's providing for me. So when I look at something else differently, if I'm willing to look at my challenge or my problem as something that, because most of the time, the answer is a structure. Most of the time, that's the answer. And a lot of us, again, as entrepreneurs, are creators. And so we resist structure. And we're like, I'm going to get it done even if it kills me, right? Without the structure. Forget the structure. But if you were to attack structure first in the morning, tackle it. If any of you have heard the term of eat the frog first in the morning, have any of you heard this term? So eating a frog's disgusting, right?
Like, just do it first.
But if you handle it,
Handle it.
I promise you, if you do it, just do it 5 days in a row. Do the crappiest thing on your list first. You are gonna feel so free right after that thing, because you're gonna be like, oh, all the other things, like, don't even compare to this bad boy. Like, I ate a big frog, you know? And if you do that, Christian, when it comes to setting your organization up to be powered by the community, because ultimately that's what you want. You just want to be the mouthpiece for it. You just want to tell the world. Your job to enroll the community to truly be the mechanism, the machine, and the power is for you to be willing to get that team, get that thing, make it your #1 priority in business, make all the other things secondary, and then once you complete that, move on to the next. And then you're going to see that you can have anything you want, not everything, but anything you want. And there is a difference. Okay? So has this been an amazing show? I've been so excited to have you guys here. Thank you so much for, you know, just being open and vulnerable, because I know some of your shares were vulnerable, and I promise you that, you know, I tell my clients this all the time, if you're willing to look at your life and your business and be vulnerable about it, your business is really going to take off. It is the secret sauce of the most successful people. So with that said, we're actually wrapping up now. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in to Business on the Real, where we talk about life and business and everything in between. Next time, I can't wait to share more entrepreneurs that have real stories of everything about their own business and entrepreneurship. With that said, I'm Jennifer Kem. Thank you for watching.